federal judge has temporarily blocked the Trump administration from firing thousands of federal employees during the government shutdown, ruling that the layoffs appear politically motivated. No shit.
Imagine that. Imagine the Trump administration acting not on principle, but on political advantage, attempting to take advantage of the shutdown to fire federal workers. Well, there's nothing about a shutdown, is there, Sam, that authorizes you to fire federal workers? Quite the contrary. If anything, a shutdown should discourage the president from firing workers. You got to spend some money to engage in these reductions in force, and you're not supposed to be spending any money during a shutdown. At any rate, Judge Susan Yvonne Ilston, who I believe is a veteran judge appointed by Bill Clinton, hardly a lunatic communist left-winger, right? Probably the most conservative Democratic president we've had in 100 years.
Republicans, they'll call Bill Clinton a communist. They're not.
Yes,
they're not scared to call Bill Clinton a communist.
Yes, can you imagine? This guy, was probably the last president to engage in a bipartisan way with the Republicans, and the last president to balance the budget. But a lunatic communist, we know. Any rate, the federal district court judge said, quote, "You can't do this in a nation of laws." Trump, we're a nation of laws. I know you don't think so. You can't do this in a nation of laws. And we have laws here. And the things that are being articulated here are not within the law. She called the firings during a shutdown unprecedented and said, quote, "It is far from normal for an administration to fire line-level civilian employees during a government shutdown as a way to punish the opposing political party."
You keep bumping into your mic.
Oh, sorry.
Keep going.
But this is precisely what President Trump has announced he is doing by taking to social media. So, violating the law, taking advantage of the shutdown to punish the opposing political party, directly contrary to law, this judge had to say. And Trump was blatant about saying he's using this shutdown for political advantage to punish his political enemies, saying, quote, "I can't believe the radical left Democrats gave me this unprecedented opportunity." Well, a federal judge, a veteran federal judge, been on the bench for a long time, has told him, you don't have this opportunity. You can't just disregard the law in order to try to punish your political opponents. Finally, the judge said, quote, "The Trump administration took advantage of the lapse in government spending and government functioning to assume that all bets are off. The laws don't apply to them anymore, and they can impose the structures that they like on a government situation that they don't like," unquote. And not only did she say his actions violated the law, but they were, quote, "arbitrary and capricious," or at least the plaintiffs would be able to prove that. Imagine the Trump administration not thinking the laws apply to them.
No.
And that they can do anything they want, particularly to go after their political opponents. Can you imagine they might even, this is impossible to imagine, it's never happened, but do you think they might even pressure the Justice Department, that's supposed to be independent, to indict their political opponents? Can you imagine that?
No.
No, and of course that's exactly what they've been doing.
And let's not forget, at the core of this, how heinous these firings are.
Yes.
These are everyday, hardworking, patriotic Americans that the Trump administration is wiping their livelihood away. I feel like that escapes a lot of people.
It really does.
How damaging this can be to these individuals. Not just losing their job, but that comes with a lot behind it. Emotional stress, mental health stress, family stresses that are added to their plate. And this is being done by a billionaire, essentially, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance.
Who's profited from the presidency enormously. His wealth has soared since his election.
Right, but I just want to focus on the human toll. And again, it's much deeper than, oh, these guys lost their jobs, that sucks. When you're working for the government, you're not rich, right? And suddenly losing your job can cause a domino effect in your life, changing almost everything within, again, your emotional state, your mental health state, your family state, your housing, it can this is not just like, I don't know, I just wanted to stress that.
Yeah, they seem to relish in cruelty. Not only cruelty in imposing this enormous burden on ordinary people who are just doing their jobs. These are not firings for cause, but they seem to want to make their crackdown on immigration as cruel and as inhumane as they possibly can. Charlie Kirk, who we can mourn his death, but we got to be honest about who he was, who they so celebrate, was one of those who said, I'm against empathy. It's a terrible thing to have empathy, I'm paraphrasing, for other people. And that seems to be the watchword of this administration. Empathy is a bad thing. Cruelty is a good thing. They didn't actually say cruelty is a good thing, but that's the import of their actions. Thanks for watching our video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and become a member today.